Hello guys, this is Sandra today, and again, put ears are on, which means we're gonna do makeup today. And I thought I have a few new products that I want to play with, and it's currently about 10 in the morning. I'm getting ready to meet with my friend, so I thought it's the perfect opportunity to film it as well. By the time you watch this, I think I'm gonna have, I probably will, yes, have a whole video up about all the products that I bought. I'm gonna film it later today, but you know, I think I'm gonna upload that first. And today I'm just gonna play with a few things. In my mind I have a sort of soft pinky look. It's quite sunny outside, so I feel it's appropriate for the weather. How many times can I say so? I don't know. Let's jump into this. Alright, I just zoom you in a little bit while I do my eyes, and I'm gonna start with priming my eyelids with the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, and this is the original one. This one is not new to me, but well, it's not new in the sense that I had it for a while, but I haven't opened it up until recently, so I'm still playing around with it and see how much I like it. Before this I used the Eden primer potion, which is a bit different. It's a bit more coloured, whereas this one I feel like this one has a bit more slip to it, but it doesn't really cover anything, so I'm not too sure whether I like that or not. I mean, as long as I set it with a cream coloured eyeshadow, I guess it's fine, because this way it colours up my veins, but just by itself I'm not too sure. It does keep my eyeshadow on, but at the same time it doesn't really give me any coverage, so I'm not too sure about it. To set it, I will go in with my new backup palette, and I have another new eyeshadow palette as well, which I will use for the rest of my eye, but just to set it I'm gonna go in with the lightest shade, and this is the Ombre Rouge palette, which is their warm coloured eyeshadow palette, well, the one with the warmer tones. They also have one which is with cool tones. They are both really neutral palettes, and I really wanted this warm one for quite a while now, so I'm really happy that I got it. It's just the perfect neutral warm palette that will go great with any other more colourful palettes that I have. It will be good for traveling as well. For the rest of my eye, I'm going to use an eyeshadow palette that I wanted for a really long time as well, which is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Pillow Talk Luxury palette. And can we just appreciate how beautiful it looks before I touch it? I mean, how can you not like that? It is just so pretty, and I think I'm going to use it the way they recommend it. I'm going to go in with this shade first to, well, they say this is the primer shade. So I'm gonna go in with this shade first that they say to prime with, then I'm gonna go in with this one to enhance, this one to smoke out, and then this one for that pop. So I'm just gonna do that, and I will try to use just one brush for the whole process if it's clean, the one I want, and it's not. Never mind. I'm just going to go in with a MAC 217 and first apply that shade that they want us to use to prime all over my lid. Now, I would not necessarily prime, because whenever I usually prime I bring the colour all the way up to my brow bone, but usually I prime with an eyeshadow that doesn't really have any colour, it's just quite neutral, and this one is shimmery, so I will just bring it up till my crease but not above that point. It's a pretty colour. I can imagine it on days when you just want a really natural eyeshadow look, just this one and the brown or a pink in the crease, and you're good to go. Which I guess is essentially what these palettes are designed for. Then we're gonna go in with the pinky shade in the crease. These eyeshadows are so beautiful. I don't own any Charlotte Tilbury eye palettes, but I tried them in the past at makeup school, and I remember for the first time I ever used it, I used the, I'm not too sure what it's called, but it's the green one, and I remember I used it on someone with quite deep skin. Oh my goodness, it looked so stunning on her. So still to this day I really want that green palette too, but Charlotte's palettes are quite expensive, so you know, one at a time. I quite like the purple one as well. I know the most iconic one for some reason is Dolce Vita. I'm not sure I'm that fussed about that, but maybe it's just because I have so many other colors like it, whereas having her purple or her green palette just would be a bit more unique to my personal collection. Also, this makeup will be quite Charlotte Tilbury heavy just because I got a few products from her, so sorry about that. They're a bit powdery, as in like there's a bit of a kickback on the palette when you use it. I just blew it away, but let me show you. I mean, it's not horrible. I'm not sure how much you can see it. It's not horrible. It's a little bit, but it's not something that really bothers me. Just make sure you tap off your brush. So I'm gonna go in with the brownie shade to deepen up the outer corners and maybe the crease as well a tiny bit. Well, I feel like I need a smaller brush for that. There we go. I have a tiny blending brush. I love this brush. It's the Morphe M506. Also, I heard rumors that Morphe might not be cruelty free anymore. Does anyone know anything specific about that? Also, why do brands do that? Like, can we stop? Just say cruelty free. I don't know why you would change it or say this. You're gonna lose. You might gain new customers, but you will also lose loads. I just think it's really sad. Alright. I like that. It's still really soft, but it's definitely a lot more defined than that side. And the moment we've all been waiting for is to use that beautiful shade there. I think I will first try to use it with a flat brush, and if that's not working, then I can go in with my fingers. I just want to see first if it can work with a brush. Okay, it seems like it's picking up on the brush so far. Ooh, look at it shine. I feel like we can make it more intense though with the fingers. Let's just try on the other side first and compare. Yes, I feel like it's definitely more intense on that side. Almost looks like a wet finish or like a foil kind of shadow. It's beautiful. I would prefer it if I could use it with my brush, but nice and shiny. I'm such a magpie. Alright, let me just blend a bit of that pink more in the crease, and then that darker brownie shading the outer corner a bit more. Go over it with a clean brush. Now if you want, you can add a liner to it. I think I'm just gonna leave it bare for now and just give a bit more pizzazz to it once the mascara is on. I think that will be enough for what I want. And it's a beautiful palette. I just can't get over that shine. I hope it really translates on camera, because in real life it's beautiful. I just realized I was filming on the wrong setting because I forgot to change it back after I took pictures. So let's hope that the first part of this video was not rubbish. But there you go, my eyes again, and we can move on to the face. Let's just forget that happened. To prime my face, again, this is not new, but I'm going to use the Smashbox Smashbox Photo Finish Smooth and Blur. That's the one. So I'm just going to use this one, focusing it more for my T-zone. Oh, there's a bit of glitter fallout under my eyes. Let me see if we can wipe it away. No. Okay, let's try to wipe it away then with some cleanser. This is why I do my eyes first, people. This is why. It's a bit better. There's still a bit of glitter, but I guess when you wear glitter eyes, you just have to deal with it. I don't know, I guess you can use some glitter primer, but I feel like that defeats the whole purpose of just take this eyeshadow palette and, you know, turn your look from day to night. Like, I don't want a glitter primer then, do I? And they are not advertised to be needing glitter primer. Or like a glitter glue. Oh well, it's a bit better than it was. Another primer I'm going to be using from Smashbox is the hydrating under eye primer. I haven't really noticed that it's hydrating. I had this for a while now, and I sort of use it on and off, but my under eyes feel a bit more dry today, so I thought I'm going to give it a go. And it feels like a really moussey texture. I feel like under eye primers are something that are not very big on the market yet. Becca has one as well, which feels more of like a balm, whereas this one feels a lot more like a mousse. I think, I don't know, it goes nice on under my eyes. I'm not sure if this one in particular does anything. So after I'm done with this one, I want to try the Becca one and see. I really love the feel of that one on the hands, but I never actually tried it under my eyes. I used it on other people though again before, and I do think it made a difference. But this one I just sort of picked up on a whim. But again, the Becca one I've used on others and I've seen it making a difference, so I will be interested in trying that one. This one, on some days I feel like it does something, on other days not really. I'm not sure if it gives any hydration, but we will give it a go. On my face, before going in with my foundation, I'm going to use NARS Hot Sand Eliminator. If you are watching my channel, you will know that this is currently in my project pan, in the Graveyard project pan to be specific. And I had to cut it open and go in with a little flat brush each time, as it was not coming out anymore just by me squeezing this tube. So now I have to go in each time with a flat brush, just so it's not that messy. And it just gives a beautiful radiant glow to the skin. Now that it's haphazardly open, applied to my face. I can't talk in these past few days, I'm not too sure what's going on. Oh my goodness, the lights keep changing. And I'm just going to blend it in with the sponge. This is the Eco Tools one, and I really like this. For the price, you can't really beat it. My other favorites are the Sigma one, obviously the original Beauty Blender, and also another one from the drugstore is the Real Techniques one. But rather than the orange one that everyone keeps talking about, I prefer the pink one, which they sell as a sculpting sponge, but I really love it for my foundation and concealer. Alright, now that it's done and my face is looking lovely and illuminated, I'm gonna go in with my Catrice Liquid HD foundation. And if you watched my holiday haul, you know I purchased it while being back in Hungary, and since then I haven't used it many times. So today is the perfect day to play around with it a bit more. I guess I could have gone straight to my face with a dropper, but that can get a bit messy. I did that before and ended up with some foundation on my t-shirt, so this seems like a bit of a safer way to just put a drop or two on the back of my hand and then blend it. Just say my skin feels a bit dry today. I'm not too sure what causes that, but well, we can go in with some illuminating things later and salvage that problem. Yeah, it's still a really strong scent, but I really like it. I might go back in with an extra drop and build it up in some areas a little bit. If the lights keep changing throughout this video, I'm really sorry. I try to keep being on top of it, but the weather is a bit crazy. As in, like, it's really nice and sunny, but every once in a while I can see the lights changing as I look in the viewfinder, so I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. Next, I'm going to go in with another Catrice goodie, and this is the One Drop Coverage Weightless Concealer. Again, it comes with a little dropper. I'm going to just apply a bit to the back of my hand. I just put there 2 pumps, and then I'm gonna, okay, actually I might have done too much. 1 drop would have been enough. Learn from my mistakes. 1 drop. And I'm gonna go in with the smaller side of this sponge to blend it out. It's still beautiful. I think I have the lightest shade from this. I assume it's 010 light beige. I'm pretty sure this was the lightest one when I was there. I wonder how this would do as a foundation. Maybe I could test that out one day. Next, there is a product I wanted to try for the longest time. I swatched it once on my hand and I fell in love. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand in the shade Fair to Medium, and look how satisfying it is to look at that white clean sponge, which won't stay like that for long. Oh, and you can close it as well. That's really smart, so when you're traveling you don't have to be afraid. Okay, and I guess now you just press it. Oh yeah. Okay, and that's it. It's not clean anymore, but it's quite a nice grey toned brownie color. I thought this will be just perfect. I have another product. Usually I don't contour my nose, but thought today why not. They had another color, obviously this is a Fair to Medium, a medium to deep, which I think if you are a bit more fair like me can be perfect for bronzing, especially because they were saying that their beach stick, let me grab that. This guy, the beach stick, is apparently going away. I have the shade Ibiza, which is the bronzing one, and I really like it. I'm not that fussed about the blusher ones, but this one is going away, so I'm quite sad about that. Now hopefully I can still blend this, otherwise I'm in a bit of a trouble. Let's see. I like that. Yeah, I would definitely work on one side at a time, but I really like that. My face is already a bit more sculpted. Nice. Now, just out of curiosity, let me go back with the tiniest bit of concealer. I'm not sure why I'm doing this with a concealer. I could have done this with a foundation. Just to lighten up that area under the contour. Again, not sure why I'm doing this with a concealer. Probably a foundation would have been a better option, but that's too easy, isn't it? Oh, yeah, should have done it with the foundation. dear, now this side is a bit more intense. Oh dear. Okay. Now we're gonna go in with a cream blush. And I'm gonna use the Topshop blush in the shade Head Over Heels. I think, was it? I'm not too sure, was it Zoella who kept talking about it, or Tanya Burr? I don't know, back in the day. This is quite an old blush of mine, but I thought it would be quite nice for today's look. So we're gonna just apply the smallest bit of blush on my cheeks. And even after all these years, I'm pretty sure I had it for about 4 years, if not longer, which I know I shouldn't do with a cream blush, but again, there's nothing wrong with it yet. And I clearly have attachment issues when it comes to my makeup, so we're gonna keep it for now. And just use it on myself, no one else obviously, but on myself. I'm gonna add a tiniest bit more. Now before I do anything else, let me add a bit of the Becca Glow Shield. I really like this, as you can see I used a lot of it already. Just to give my face a bit more hydration, as I feel it's a bit dry and it's getting a bit hard to blend any even cream products on top. And this has all the skincare benefits as well, so this should help. So I'm just gonna lightly set my face with the NYX HD Finishing Powder. As you can see, I barely have anything left, but it will do. I don't want a lot of this, just a little bit. Ooh, it keeps breaking now. It got to that point where every time I use it, it keeps breaking. And again, once I brush it over my cheeks, I'm not adding any extra product. It's just the smallest amount. I'm gonna move on into my brows. For that, I have another Charlotte Tilbury product. This is the Brow Lift 3-Way Shape Tool. So on one end it has a spoolie, on the other end it has a pencil, and the bit I didn't know, you can unscrew it and it has a brow highlight. Now my only problem is that this is in the darkest shade, which I need for my brows, but I feel like the brow highlight sometimes is a bit too dark. It's just there, which on my hand might not, and I think in the summer I can get away with it, but the rest of the year, I don't know. But never mind, we'll see. I'm just gonna comb my brows up. And I haven't used a pencil in ages, so I think it will take a bit of practice to get the hang of it again. I don't quite like it. I have to say, my eyebrows always look a lot chunkier on camera than in real life, but I don't want to have them thinner because in real life they look just right. Sometimes I look at photos and I'm like, oh, those brows are a bit too much, but no, in real life they are good. Now we need to match up the other side, and then we can use the brow highlight. Yeah, I think it's a bit too dark. Oh, by the way, it's in the shade Naomi. Just to keep it in place, I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Mega Clear Mascara. Again, this is not a new product, as you can see it's getting a bit manky, but it does the job perfectly, just to keep all those hairs in place. Yeah, my brows are definitely just sisters, or maybe even cousins, rather than twins. Moving on to blush. Again, nothing new, but I'm gonna use the Revolution blush palette, and I'm gonna mix in these two pinks, or actually this one and that one, and just apply the smallest bit These are quite pigmented, so I have to be careful. Can go back in with a clean brush and blend it a bit more. Okay, now we're gonna go back for my under eyes with the palette, and I'm gonna just use the more pinky shade to blend out on my lower lash line. And I know my blush looks quite intense in the camera now that I look in the viewfinder, but in real life, okay, maybe it's better now with those lights, but in real life I swear it's okay. So using a tiny brush from Morphe, it's called B16. And this brush is quite nice either for inner corner highlights, brow bone highlights, or my favorite way of using it is sort of like a pencil brush just to put shadow under my lower lash line. I mean, it's a completely different shape from a pencil brush, but does the task perfectly. I just thought of this as well, but I can use my new Isadora eyeliner if I don't poke my own eye out. These lights are driving me nuts. For my lips, first I'm gonna go in with NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Sao Paulo. This is the closest one to my new lipstick, again from Charlotte Tilbury. There we go. And my new lipstick is in the shade Amazing Amal. This is part of her new lipsticks, and what oh, I just broke it. Look, what the heck? No, I just bought it. It just broke. Charlotte, I want my money back. What the heck? I pressed it back. I don't know how long it's gonna last. You can't tell it too much, it's not that destroyed, but that's not okay. Okay, let's see if we can use it. Well, it's a bit crooked, but at least I can use it. Okay, that's a bit disappointing. But what I was just saying, what I like about these lipsticks, apart that it just snapped, anyone ever happened that to you? Please let me know. But what I like about these is that they are refillable. So once you're finished, you can just go all the way up and pull this thing out, which I did the other day. I have to say, I feel like it's quite hard to do. Maybe I pushed it too hard together, I don't know, so I'm not going to do it now because mine is a bit delicate. But once you're finished, you can take it out and just get a refill, and you can keep reusing this case, which is amazing. And there's another case that I really like, which is this leopard print, so I might go and get that later. But this was the shade that really talked to me. I can't get the lights right, I'm sorry. This is the shade that I really, really loved. It's just this beautiful, gorgeous, pinky sort of color. It's just so, so nice. I really like it. And what I did the other day, and I loved as well, I have this Urban Decay metallized lipstick in the shade Bobby Dazzle, which just, oh, and this is another one that's a bit, you know, seen better days, but it's such a soft formula, and I think once it melted in my window, but it doesn't look like much. And I thought initially that it's more of a metallic finish, because when you apply it to your hand, it looks a bit more, there you go, quite metallic. And it is called metallized lipstick, but once you apply it on top of a lipstick, it just looks like a beautiful gloss, but it's a bit more comfortable to wear. See? It doesn't really make it look more metallic. Oh, never mind, it didn't. It just made it look a bit more glossy, and I quite like that. What we have left to do is highlight and mascara. To highlight, I'm gonna use my Illamasqua Aurora. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the highlight. Now I'm not gonna show you the palette because I'm penning this and I have some progress in it that I don't necessarily want to spoil. But I'm gonna use, this is a cream highlight in there. As I say, it's called Aurora. It's such a hard word for me to pronounce. But I'm gonna just take it on my finger. It's really, really natural, and pat it on top of my skin. It actually works quite well even on top of powder products, and that's why I really like it. It's such a smooth formula. It's one of those that you can quite easily push around in the pan. It feels a bit like one of those Stila putty highlighters, which I never owned, but I had to play with it in the shop. So it feels quite like those. And it just leaves such a beautiful and natural shine behind. It's nothing too overpowering, it's just the perfect amount of little shine. I think I'm going to take it on a tiny brush too and apply it on my Cupid's bow without trying to disturb my lipstick, which might be a bit of a challenge, but let's try. Okay, I think we did it. And the tiniest bit just on my nose. And what I quite like to do lately is put the tiniest bit of highlight on my nose, but more so just concentrating on the bridge rather than bringing it all the way down. And maybe on a tiny brush, we're just gonna pat some in the inner corners of my eyes too. The mascara, I don't think I have to say, it's my favourite. Too Faced Better Than Sex. I'm quite interested in their new mascara, so maybe I can pick up a travel size and see if it's any good. Nothing could beat this so far, so I'm a bit skeptical, but maybe. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of this final look. I am quite loving it, but now I'll have to go to meet with my friend, and I hope you all have a lovely day. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. It would mean the world to me, and I will see you hopefully in my next video. Bye bye, have a lovely day. All we need is mascara and we are done. I'm not sure what that was with my hands. Yeah, some people have fans. I have a letter from Barclays. You know, fancy.